Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome in. I'm Chris.
And you can call me Brandon West.
Hey, Brandon West.
What's up? What's up?
Welcome to Sittin and Sippin, episode 5.
5 episodes.
Can you believe that?
I can. It's been 5 weeks that we've been doing this.
Yeah, sort of feels like an anniversary.
A bit. It does.
Yeah, I think we are finding our groove. And thank you all for listening and kicking it with us. We hope you continue to do so. On today's show, we are going to touch on a few things going around the Bay, mask issues, and we're going to, talk about some noteworthy people doing some dope things. But you know what time it is. Brandon, what are you sipping on?
It's been quite a warm week here in the Bay, in SF anyway. I mean, I'm sure they've had some hot days over in the East Bay and down south. So I was just feeling for something refreshing. So I'm sipping on a little Aperol Spritz. Sacrilege in this red cup, I'm sure, but it's what I got right now. It's a simple recipe, 1 1/4 ounces of Aperol, 2 ounces of Prosecco, and just a splash of soda water and an orange slice for me, please. I think that's just kind of how the recipe is, but I love an orange slice in just about anything I'm drinking. So I'm just getting it in.
I prefer a lime wedge.
You prefer a lime wedge in your Aperol Spritz? Yeah. Okay. To each his own or their own. I'm getting it in before I start my juice fast next week for 7 days.
Ooh. How fast is that?
How fast is that?
How fast are you going to fast?
Well, I mean, I hope it goes by pretty fast, but
I know there's different kinds of fasting.
What kind of fast am I doing? I'm going to be doing juice and vegetable fasts. A juice and vegetable fast. I'm going to be, of course, I'll still be eating, but my meals will consist of a bowl of berries or some raw vegetables, just to make sure, maybe some peanut butter, just to make sure I'm getting my proteins and fats in other places. What are you sipping on?
Well, I'm not doing anything too fancy. I'm sipping on a little water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
And I'm sipping on some Lagunitas Some Easy Ale to even it out.
Okay, Lagunitas. I love Lagunitas. I usually, I really like their little something. And usually when I'm at out and about, which doesn't really happen these days too much anymore, but I usually get like a Lagunitas and a shot of Reposado. That's kind of like my go-to whenever I'm like hanging at a bar, because I don't really like to shoot whiskey. I don't like to shoot anything. I like to sip. But I'm in my tequila kick, which is, I don't know if that's kind of weird being beer and tequila, or an IPA.
I think we have some Reposado here. I mean, maybe I'll try that little combo.
Yeah. Always got some Reposado here.
Yeah.
How's your week been?
It's been good. It's been good so far. Me and my girlfriend, we got out of the city for a bit on the 4th.
Oh,
which was a Saturday.
On the 4th.
It was the 4th.
To celebrate the 4th of July?
To
American Independence?
Something.
Is that what you were celebrating?
No, okay. I wasn't doing that.
Uh-huh.
I was actually trying to avoid at all costs those crowds.
I'm just giving shit. Okay.
I know.
How was it?
It was good. We took kind of an unplanned trip across the Golden Gate Bridge and into Sausalito, where we got a bottle of rosé from a liquor store. Just kind of hung out at one of the boating docks close by. Once we were done there, we decided to drive up to Mount Tam.
Oh, Mount Tam's so nice.
Yeah, I've never been. It was it was a gorgeous day. We had a car, and we just were feeling that spontaneity.
Feeling what?
Spontaneity.
Oh, okay, all right. I don't know what the hell are you talking about.
Spontaneity.
Oh, right, spontaneity.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It was about an hour and 30-minute drive from where we were in Sausalito. So, I'm just like, let's get this shit started.
Let's go.
The whole drive, I mean, it was just I was just a nervous wreck the whole drive. I was just so nervous because it's, I know it's the 4th of July and they're probably going to be like, crowds, and we'll be stuck in traffic and all this stuff.
Just spreading shit all around.
My problems. So I'm in my head about the amount of people who might be there. All these 4th of July family picnics and people who I just do not want to be around. I want to be by myself. I want to be in nature. Go to Mount Tam for the nature, the beauty.
Right.
But of course, this has already penetrated my brain, so I'm just this big ball of stress. I was so worried about the crowds that I forgot to check my gas meter before we left. Meanwhile, we were halfway up the mountain on an incline, just chugging gas, just like, whoa. And I'm just like the whole. I'm not, like, not saying anything. I'm just like so in my head.
Would you call yourself a worrywart?
A worrywart? Yeah, I probably. I should probably get something. I should probably get tested or something. I don't know.
I don't know if that's how it works, but
a worrywart test. I think this was the test, if there was one. So. So I'm just like a nervous ball of stress. It was such a nice day there, and there was hardly anyone out. It was just, when we got there, the stress from me saying like, oh, there's so many people outside, to like, okay, finally that's passed. Now I got to worry about my car running out of gas, and thinking like, oh, I'm just putting things into perspective. Like, this isn't the worst place to get stranded. It will be like car camping or something. It'd be like
car camping.
I'm just in my head the whole entire trip.
Yeah.
It was such a stupid problem, and I just couldn't shake. Long story short, we get to a gas station, obviously, because I'm here, and everything was fine because it was just a stupid situation. And we get there right in the nick of time. We get back to the city. And it's just like all that worrying was like, what the hell am I doing? I wish I could have enjoyed it a little bit more,
Yeah.
But it was a lesson on learning and living.
I mean, overall, you had a good time, it sounds like.
Well, thinking back, but I was just in my head the whole entire time.
Yeah.
It was fake good time for me.
A fake good time.
I was trying to put on
a show.
Oh
man, you gotta
go to Mount Tam and
do a little meditating.
Yeah.
Maybe, before and after. You got to get yourself in a mindset, especially on those kind of like holiday celebratory weekends.
I thought you were going to say do a little dance.
Yeah, maybe if that is what helps you. I think you should do whatever you can to loosen you up and get yourself in the mindset. But look, that sounds like a lovely weekend all in all. My week has been good and productive. Outside of this show, I have several projects going on, of which I look forward to sharing more about pretty soon. I'm thinking some music projects and some other extracurricular things. And the weather has been so great.
It's been so nice.
It's been so nice outside. So getting in good long walks through the neighborhoods. I'm in North Beach, so just kind of walking down to the pier and whatnot, down into Fidei. That's been really like a must for me these past few days.
Nice. Sounds great.
Yeah. So I know one of the things that we were going to talk about today is people and how some people are just feeling so damn bothered by being asked to wear a mask.
Mask for the same reason I don't wear underwear. Things gotta breathe.
Things gotta breathe.
Girl.
I mean, like, before you know it, all these anti-maskers and anti-Black Lives Matter people are going to start wearing t-shirts that say, I can't breathe on them.
Things gotta breathe. Look, it's like a breaking point. People are losing it. They are bringing God into it. They are creating these false narratives that their rights as American citizens are being violated. People are spreading lies saying masks are killing people. That is not true. I think of one of the things that people have been doing is looking back at the onset of this virus in the U.S. and A, extremely mishandled from the jump. B, those in charge were being reluctant to issue the requirement because they knew that there was already a shortage and wouldn't even be enough for the essential frontline workers. Wild.
Right. I know. I've been thinking a lot about our politicized climate lately, and I think this is like a direct reflect of that. I mean, the notion that telling somebody to wear a mask is somehow infringing on their freedoms is, in my opinion, a deep-rooted issue that comes from, I think, fear. I mean, I think we are seeing a large group of people who are afraid that this is a quote-unquote other attempt at dismantling our constitutional freedoms and the American way of life. We saw the same thing happen when trying to pass gun reform, where we saw a network of individuals who were and still are convinced that these horrible shooting rampages such as Sandy Hook, Columbine, Virginia Tech, and so many others were somehow set up by our government in order to push an anti-gun agenda.
Made up.
I mean, you can go on YouTube right now and find multiple conspiracy theories about how they paid actors to pass as the parents of the victims.
That's so sick and sad.
I mean, it's like these are truly troubling theories that are getting, I mean, really millions of views.
Yeah.
And on another side of that, it's like we also see the same thing when we talk about race.
Yeah.
So many people have convinced themselves that this is an attack by the liberal left to disrupt their way of life. And again, take away their freedoms. Yes, we need change during a time of multiple pandemics, but you use your better judgment and be willing to just not be an asshole. Blatantly ignoring wearing a mask and putting your peers at risk is, in my opinion, a form of domestic terrorism. And so if it was up to me, all these terrorist assholes wouldn't deserve 1 ounce of freedom. And I think they've had enough freedom walking around, killing people. And I just, I yield back.
He yields back, y'all.
I yield back.
Chris said, lock him up.
Lock him up.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, it is wild, is it not?
It's wild. It's crazy.
I just want to say a few things that should ease anyone's mind. I know it won't ease everyone's mind, but, I would think that it would. Trust our doctors. Trust our scientists. Trust the data. Don't take my word for it, Chris. Look it up.
Yeah.
Y'all don't listen to me.
We're not doctors. We're not scientists.
No, hell no, I'm not.
Yeah, Karen's not a scientist or a doctor either.
No, Karen is not. Oh, you guys better look up that Karen Act that the supervisor is trying to pass here in San Francisco.
That's right. With a C.
Karen with a C. But it's Karen, y'all. If I find it by the end of the show, I'll tell you all about it.
Yeah.
Look it up and don't take politicians' words for it unless you have fact-checked those words against what the scientists and the doctors and the data is saying. COVID-19 is a new strain of the coronavirus, meaning what? He's new in town. He might seem unassuming and kind, but as time passes and you get to know him, you realize that he's going to steal your man and your wallet as soon as you walk out the room. Good night.
Sounds like a real dick.
I mean, I'm not going to say his name. As goes with unknown viruses, what is recommended now will more than likely evolve as more knowledge is gained, and that's a good thing. We know that this is a respiratory illness that is contracted person to person via coughing, sneezing, spraying droplets while speaking. So the mask is basically saying, keep that shit to yourself. This is also why N95 masks are prioritized for essential workers. We need them healthy to help keep us healthy. No. For the public, surgical masks, bandanas, what have you, like those are just fine. Just wrap it up because, a lot of y'all might be out here spreading the COVID-19 unknowingly.
The COVID.
The COVID-19, child. Masks do not cause low oxygen levels. That's something I keep hearing and reading. People, I have a problem. I with breathing. I have a lung issue. Look, there are people. I know people.
Your issue is being an asshole.
Your issue is being an asshole. There are people out there that have breathing issues, that have lung diseases, and you know what they've been doing before this pandemic? They were wearing a mask every day to protect those lungs. What they're doing now, wearing a mask and really wishing that you would too. And what they're going to be doing after this is also still wearing a fucking mask. Excuse my French. That's not French. Excuse me for cursing. But I just got to tell y'all how I really feel. Now, I understand that there will be people that just cannot fathom and won't wear a mask. To them, I say, just please stay at home. Your president is threatening to cut off funding for education if schools don't reopen, citing European countries have reopened with no problems. Let me tell you, new daily cases in Denmark, 10. Norway, 11 confirmed cases a day. Sweden, 57 confirmed cases a day. Germany, 298 a day. US of A, 55,442 confirmed cases a day. Thank you for that complex news. The United States is leading, and I don't mean that in a good way, leading the entire world regarding how detrimental this virus is. Over 3 million confirmed cases, over 134,000 deaths, with the early reopening, and if you, in my opinion, not ever properly sheltering in place, states like Texas and Arizona are now experiencing massive spikes in cases, overwhelming hospitals. Doctors in Houston hospitals went so far as to make videos this past celebratory weekend for some, basically begging them to stay home, showing them the inside of these facilities, letting them know to not go out and celebrate because they don't have any room for you if you get sick, and they don't have any room for someone that you might infect. What's sad is that it didn't have to be like this, but here we are. In California, we are not off the hook either.
No,
we now
not.
have over, as of this recording, 280,000 confirmed cases and over 6,000 deaths related to the coronavirus, COVID-19. These are facts. They're out there for you, for me, for everyone to see. Not that hard to find. If you don't want to do it for someone else, I would just say at least have some sense and do it for yourself. Wear a damn mask. Just wear it. And okay, I'm done. I just had to get that off my chest.
Well, this is the place for it.
It is.
We need to change our behaviors for the greater well-being of the country, its citizens, and humanity if we're going to move forward to a better society. It's that simple. How to convince people who are so adamantly against any rational thinking is a whole nother topic that I do not have the answer to.
Well, we're not doctors, psychologists. Although I did almost go to school to study psychology.
Oh.
But I decided just to get my psychology from the streets.
Did you? That's true.
Okay.
That's right. Street talking. The street psychologists.
Let me stop.
But, I've always been an optimist and hope we can have some intellectual conversations, because if we don't, we are going to continue to go backwards.
Yes, we will.
I'm sure we can save this for another episode, and I'm sure we're kind of thinking about our next episode 6.
Yeah, I mean, this has so many layers.
It just has so many. We could ramble on for hours, but let's get back. Let's get back to the show, to the topic at hand.
All right.
What are we talking about?
Before we go on, I just want to do a small business feature. Let's take it across the bay. Let's take it across the bay to Oakland today and show some love for St. Flora Co., a Black woman-owned floral business offering weekly flower deliveries to the Bay Area. Founded by Tasha Stimmage. I hope I'm saying your last name right. I will get it right next time if I haven't. She is a visual artist. Tasha is a painter, an art educator, and all-around self-proclaimed sucker for flowers. I mean, who isn't? I love flowers. My apartment is filled with plants and flowers. I love a
I
hydrangea.
wish I had more flowers in my apartment.
You got to get you some more flowers. Go to Grocery Outlet. Go to
Probably make me less stressed.
go to whatever local business. You can, I'm not gonna tell you where to go, but you can get some flowers. Okay.
I'll figure it out.
At St. Flora, the overall goal is to normalize visual narratives of care around the Black body and provide a way to engage with complex ideas in a non-evasive format. So very interesting, and what a unique approach to communicating.
Yeah.
They are also in the process of expanding their offering soon, and I have to say, from what I heard from her, I'm really excited to see these launches come into fruition. So check them out and learn more at stfloraco.com, and be sure to follow them on IG to stay in the know, because we must continue to support our Black and POC local businesses. Now, let's get back to the show.
That sounds cool. And yes, let's.
Let's. That's what I said.
Just trying to get some ruse out of you.
Okay, well, excuse me.
There's always something going on in the Bay. And, this weekend offers some great virtual events that I'd like to talk about.
What you talking about?
What am I talking about? Well, what I would like to talk about is, so if you go on Fun Cheap SF, you can find all of these as well. That's kind of how we did our research.
I didn't do anything. That's how you did it.
All right, well.
But I'm glad you brought up Fun Cheap. I need to
Sittin and Sippin as a collective.
Okay.
The royal we.
Okay, got it. The royal we. All right.
So first on the list, we have F-Bomb Presents Mission Bay.
Mission Bay.
Yep.
I need a Bay.
It's a virtual comedy show. It's taking place every Thursday by some of the best comedians in the Bay Area. And they will perform on a virtual stage. Performers have been featured on Comedy Central, HBO, Netflix, James Corden, Jimmy Kimmel, and so much more.
Oh, they got jobs.
Yeah, they got jobs. These are career professionals.
Well, I'm not mad at it.
Nope. And these events will be hosted by local favorites Janesh, Rallen, and Marty Cunny or Cooney. I'm so sorry that I'm completely butchering your names.
Well, yeah, you can look it up.
Cunny, you can look it up.
We're learning. Janesh Rallen and Marty Cooney.
There we go. See, you gotta say it with some confidence, and then it's just right. In order to get the login information, please RSVP via Eventbrite, and you will get details on the day of the show. We all need a little more comedy in our lives. Apparently, this show is featuring baby pictures, hence the name Mission Bay.
Okay.
I'm not sure how they're going to incorporate it, but apparently they're gonna share some baby pictures of themselves at the end of each set.
Probably call each other ugly babies or something.
Yeah, that's probably what they're gonna do. They're probably just gonna roast each other. But sounds fun, and I RSVP'd for a Thursday, and I'm gonna check it out.
Oh, well, maybe I'll RSVP.
Yeah, you should too. Yeah, we can meet up virtually.
Okay, and hang out. Watch some comedy.
Yeah, comedy.
You think I'm so funny, don't you?
Oh yeah. See, I don't need comedy. I just come in here and talk to you.
Okay.
Next on our list, we have a virtual Bottle Rock Festival. You can watch past Bottle Rock performances by Logic and Cypress Hill, plus a live What are you doing? Something?
Cypress Hill, baby.
Cypress Hill,
like that
yeah.
Making me put my red cup up.
Yeah, plus a live from home performance from Eration, plus interviews with Eration and Cypress Hill, hosted by Allison Hagendorf. You can join this live event on Bottle Rock's YouTube at 5 p.m. Pacific on Friday, July 10th. Next on our list, we were alerted thanks to SF Fist that the Stud and Oasis are going virtual with their drag shows online.
Oh. Really?
Pretty neat.
That's awesome.
Yeah, super
Especially
awesome.
consider that the stud's physical location just closed. And
Yeah.
look, you can't keep a good queen down.
No. That's what I've heard. Enjoy a weekly dose.
Well, you're looking at one. Go do it.
Well, at these virtual drag shows, you can enjoy a weekly dose of virtual humor, flashy, queer, and everything drag with the Stud and Oasis online drag show. The Stud presents Drag Alive Online, happening every Saturday from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. It's hosted by Vivienne Forevermore and Jillian Narlingus.
These names, I tell you,
It's fantastic.
they're great.
They're traveling from SF to New York to Zurich and back, and they'll be hosting it as they're traveling. You can peek into the homes and sordid lives of some of your favorite weirdos, queerdos, and queens. You can join by following Drag Alive on twitch.tv. And to stay in the loop for future streaming, you may check out Drag Alive's Facebook as well. There is a $10 suggested donation via Venmo. Their Venmo is stud_SF. And I think that's a good thing.
That's a great thing. I think that
Donate more.
donate. That's a suggested donation. Now, I'm not trying to be all up in anybody's pocketbook, but if you got something, find out what your favorite bartenders, any creatives that you like, artists, these drag queens. Find out what their Venmos are, their Cash Apps are, Apple Pays are. You know what we're going through, and if you have something to give, we got to keep, especially here in the Bay, we got to bring it back stronger than ever after this, our artist, creative industry community. So go ahead, open it up, drop a 10, 20, however you're feeling spot.
Please. And we have another comedy show on the list. It's last but not least, there is a Black Laughs Matter
Now, why didn't you say that one first?
comedy show. Every set, it was last on the list.
Okay.
Move it up to last. Best for last, right?
The best for last.
Come on
the
now.
best for last.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just playing.
Yeah, give me shit. Black Laughs Matter. Okay. Virtual comedy show. It's going on every Saturday at 8 p.m. Pacific. The live comedy scene has obviously been devastated by the closure of all of these comedy clubs. So if you'd like to support Black comics, please RSVP for Black Laughs Matter, which is taking place live in San Francisco. You can RSVP via Funcheap SF or Eventbrite. And as always, donations are greatly appreciated to help keep this art form alive.
We got to support the community, y'all.
Yes, we do. Check out Funcheap SF for more upcoming events, and that's all I have. And I know you wanted to talk about some local folks who are doing some cool stuff around the area.
Yeah, so I want to add a new segment to the show.
Oh, a new segment.
Something pretty specific. Yeah, just like you were saying, shout out some people doing some cool things for the community, for the culture, as far as leadership and creativity go. I'm thinking about calling it something like Noteworthy Homies. What do you think about that?
Noteworthy Homies.
Noteworthy Homies.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I like
It'll
it.
do
now. Firstly,
Gotta run it up the chain.
What? This is the chain. Right here. This is the chain.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Firstly, I'd like to give a shout out to local artist Sylvester Guard, aka Slick Poppy. That's Poppy on Instagram. Now, let me tell you something. If you're listening and you're a Slick Poppy, Papi, then you can go ahead and slide into @TheBrandonWest.
Slick Poppy. Poppy.
Why you gotta say it like that?
don't
Slick
know.
Poppy, baby.
Poppy, because it just sounds the same. You have to say Poppy.
That's why I spelled it out for him.
Okay.
Now look, I'm trying to put myself. You told me I'll never put myself out there. I'm trying to put myself out there.
All right,
you
good
come
job.
in here
No,
just
I appreciate it.
Getting all in the way.
I'm so sorry. Yeah.
You're getting in the way. Yeah. Slick Poppy, Poppy. He is based here in the TL, and he's been a resident and an artist here for 20 years. If you have been on a walk, and you know I have, or cruising down the streets, you know Chris has, then I'm sure you've seen his work adding more character and beauty to the neighborhood. Speaking with the Tenderloin Museum, he says, "When people see my art, I hope they have a sense of appreciation for the creative and cultural potential that the Tenderloin is capable of." Check out his recent murals at 6th and Stevenson and 80 Turk Street of Black Angels, which we do not see nearly enough of.
I think I passed by that today on the way to the
Did
studio.
you?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, super
it's
beautiful.
Captivating. Very, very talented gentleman. But you don't see enough, black faces represented in, these sorts of whether they be oil paintings or just capturing the heavens or angelic this or that. But you must stop by and check it out, or, just go for a walk. These murals include beautiful representations of Breonna Taylor and George Floyd, whom we will not stop seeking justice for. Check out the Tenderloin Museum on IG for more of Sylvester's work and info on their digital gallery space, Shelter in Place. Also of note is Color Block. They are a nonprofit organization building queer, trans, and POC community through a digital magazine and cultural and educational events. From their website, I pulled, through curated storytelling and cultural and educational events, it is our mission to curate safe and safer spaces where we elevate our issues, our culture, our excellence, and our joy. They are currently taking submissions for personal essays, articles, cultural critiques, and alternative formats for their, it's called World Building Collection, Imagining Worlds of Justice and Joy. They are doing good work, and you can and you should learn more about them at Color Block. That's Color, COLOR, Block, BLOQ.org. Now,
cool.
Yeah, very.
It is cool.
If you have, Chris,
it's cool. I don't know.
You know what? It is very cool. I think it's a cool organization. I was going through their website today and getting more information. I had no idea that it even existed. So I'm glad that, we are doing the work and reaching out to people that we know to keep us informed. I asked a couple people is there anyone you want to that we need to elevate?
Yeah.
Give some visibility to, and, in our little humble home.
Yeah. Let us know.
Yeah. So if you have someone or an organization that you'd like us to share more about in Noteworthy Homies, just slide into the Sittin and Sippin DM and share a link, who they are, and why we should mention them. I really want to keep this going. I think it would be a great thing.
Yeah, I think so too.
Just, holla for our peeps.
Yeah, holla.
As usual, Chris, that reminds me of that, the Real Housewives of New York. Yeah. There was this one of the housewives, I think her name was Heather. And every time she'd be like, "I'm Heather, blah, blah, blah. Holla!"
Mm-hmm. I'm more of an Atlanta fan.
Oh, yeah. Atlanta's
Atlanta's
got all of it. I like Atlanta.
That's the one with Scottie
New York.
Pippen's wife, right?
The best. I don't know
something like that.
any of their names.
It's been a while.
Except for Nene Leakes. I know who Nene is.
Nene
Leakes?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Chris, sitting and sipping with you.
God. I haven't watched it in a while.
Sitting and Look, now I'm
watching reruns
trying
of
to get these
Six in the
people
City and
on into their weekend.
All right.
You coming with some bullshit right now.
I'm done.
I love your ass. It's always a pleasure. Do you have anything going on this weekend that you want to
Brent,
share?
The pleasure is all mine. And I do not.
Thanks.
I plan on taking a very much needed restful weekend. Probably going to binge watch some show, and it's not going to be very eventful. So I'm sorry I don't have anything to report.
That's okay. You didn't have to. I mean, that's something. You're gonna chill.
I'm gonna chill.
I think I'm gonna keep it pretty mellow. Myself. I will be hitting the farmers market on Saturday at the Ferry Building.
Oh, okay. Then I do have something I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go meet you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just decided that.
Oh, okay.
I want to go to the farmers market. I can't remember the last time I've been to a farmers market.
Oh, wow. Well, you should come. Everything is really well maintained and spaced out, and
like social distancing and all that stuff.
Comfortably be there. I'm also, because of my involvement in these past several weeks public events, Pride and all. I'm gonna go to Pier 30.
Pier 30. Oh, Pier 30.
Pier 30.
Get your tests.
To get my test, because I've been out and about and doing things which I am okay with saying that I've been doing. But I got to stay safe and concerned for the community and for myself. So I will be going to Pier 30.
Maybe I'll get an appointment too. I can compare my experience with the Soma location.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? And it's just so lovely that we even have the being fortunate enough to have the opportunity to go.
Yeah, I know.
I was talking to some folks in Texas, and they're having such a hard time getting tests.
Really?
One of my friends told me that they had to
Really?
test.
What?
They wouldn't do it for them. So I don't know what the hell's going on down there, but y'all need to get it together.
No, come on, Texas.
All right. It's been good sitting and sipping with y'all this week. Be sure to follow us on IG, YouTube, and Facebook. We'll be coming to Spotify and Apple Music very soon. Mm-hmm. So stay in touch.
Apple Podcasts, all that stuff.
Yes, the podcast. Stay in touch. Follow Sittin and Sippin, and follow Slow Dojo Media. We are a production company. We are out here trying to do some things. We hope that you guys have a very smooth and socially distanced weekend. We'll be kicking it with y'all real soon next Thursday. Ciao.
Cheers.